you ever felt like Michael Jordan? Hello and welcome to Mobile Heroes Uncensored. My name is John Gatsier. Our co-host, as always, is Peggy and Salts. And yeah, you know what? This is the last dance. And that's why I kind of felt like Michael Jordan this morning. Not because I can hit, an insane jump shot or drain those buckets at will, slam dunk like a hero or champion or anything like that, or anything at all like that. But yeah, Mobile Heroes Uncensored is coming to an end, and it's a sad, sad day, isn't it, Peggy?
Yeah, but you're cheering me up with that analogy because I was like, why does he feel like Michael Jordan? I thought, taller. Everyone's taller than me, so that's not going to be it. No, Last Dance. Totally get it. Totally get it. It's bittersweet, right? We've done this 76 shows.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
quite certain how many we interviewed. Maybe you added it up, John. You're
It's got to
typing.
be over 100 guests because we had
Yeah.
like our inaugural show, we had like four guests or something
Yes.
like that. So it's got to be well over 100 mobile heroes, mobile experts, guests that we interviewed. It's a lot.
Yeah. And you got to think about, we did more world tours probably than most people physically were traveling. I counted them up. We had Germany, we had Turkey, we had Brazil. We were nearly at APAC, but then, yeah, we're not there. We're going to stop. What is it?
Can
It's
we
like a rock
put,
star. You have to stop when you're at your height. I don't know. But
I guess, can we put China on that map? Because we did,
we
it's
did
the
do
skip.
how to launch your app in China with
Exactly,
Betsy.
right? So we, yeah, and
Yeah.
we might have hit the United States occasionally. I mean, just occasionally, right? Yeah,
Just
so there's some
technically, yeah.
changes. Obviously, Liftoff went through some changes when they merged with Bungle and many other companies, and lots of different things happening. So it's no longer pandemic times, right? And maybe there's more physical events to go to. I know I'm going to more now, and maybe that's true of many others. And
Yeah.
hopefully, all health worries will fade, and the world will be as it was. I guess it never will be as it was, but sort of back to normal, perhaps.
Maybe. And we'll learn how to pack again, John, because I'm still working on that.
I never forgot. It only takes me 20 minutes to pack or something like that. I remember listening to one guy. He said, I had to take a day off to pack for my trip. And I was like, what do you do?
I noticed I was out of practice, was like, oh shit, I don't have anything to put my eyeshadow on, so I guess I'll just use my fingers. You don't have this problem. But when you do that, it's like I am totally out of practice with packing. And
Yep.
you do try to look your best. You're always in your formal flannel shirt, John. I love that about you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know, Peggy? Do you know, by the way, what we did our first show on?
I think it's got to be like IDFA type stuff.
Oh, winner.
Oh, did I get my Lamborghini? Because I
You
missed
got it
it.
right.
I
You
know we
got
got
it.
away from the game shows at the start, but I thought they were kind of cool. I really
Yep.
do. You know?
They were kind of cool. Yeah, we had somebody from Immobile, I forget who. We had somebody from
Yeah.
Vungle. We had Gotti Eliashib from Singular. We had somebody from Fiber, and we talked IDFA, iOS 14.5. That seems so long ago now, of course, and yet it's so important in every mobile marketer's life still.
Still a free show. Yeah.
That show almost
We're ahead
killed
of our
us. I mean,
time, actually, John. You think about it. It's like, what's going to happen? Is it going to be something we need to notice? It's like, yeah, yeah, hell yeah. We were right, as
Yep.
usual.
Yep. That was such a big show with so many people. Do you remember our horrid jokes of the day? The really bad jokes?
Yeah, the one about you got me on some tapeworm. I have dreams about it, John.
Yep.
Some stupid joke somewhere. But they were fun. They were fun. They were fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I also liked fairly early on, we did a show where we had some of the best games journalists, right? We had
Yeah,
Dean
I
Takahashi
wrote
from
that one down. I
GameSpeak.
took little cheat notes here.
Did
I was like,
you?
we had Dean, the man. He was so cool to get to know in the
Yep.
moment, you know? I didn't
Yep.
realize that he really does walk it, talk it, sleep it, drink it. So,
Absolutely.
all
And we had
respect.
Dave Bradley from Pocket
Yeah,
Gamer. Dave was
pocket
great as
gamer.
well.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
And we also did when you're talking about like personal notes, remember, I think my all-time favorite for a personal touch, right, has to be Tanasi, right? He was so
Yes.
cool. He was like, this is really cool being on the show, almost as cool as me getting married next week. Like, okay, I think when your wife to be hears that one.
Uh,
You'll have some
I'm
explaining.
sure he didn't tell. And we're
But we both
talking
did now again. No, but it was a high point. Different high points, but I thought that was so cool. And
yeah, just so people know who that is, that's it's
oh,
Tanasi. I can't even say his last name. Chow,
Takya Duck,
yeah,
yeah,
something like that. But he's
Takya
with Activision. He's a senior manager of
Activision.
growth
Yes,
strategy for Call of Duty
yes,
Mobile, which is a big ass app. It's a
yeah,
big ass game. It's a significant franchise, and he absolutely loved it. And we loved having him.
yeah. Then there's, of course, there was drink the name. I think it's Andrew Frost from Sam's Club, and I'm doing this by memory, so it left an impression.
I don't think it's Andrew, but it was Sam's Club, and it was super interesting. And we'll
It
have to
was
look.
Frost.
It
Just gotta get that
was.
first name. It was Frost. Darn it. He was awesome. He was 7 years at Sam's Club. I remember it was like, man, you are Mr. Stability. You are really there. You are
But he
invested in
left
that.
pretty soon after that.
Did he
He
leave
went,
after that?
yes, I think he
Oh
went to a
wow.
subsidiary or a spinoff
Okay.
or
All
something
right.
like that.
I just remember he
Yeah.
was in search of the favorite barbecue sauce, and I'm still doing that in my life. So
There's never the ultimate. You're always on the hunt. That is the journey is the destination.
that's it. That's it, totally. And sitting here
Ye-
in cold weather, it's like, yeah, barbecue time is coming. Speaking of, I won't do it, but I have to do it. Speaking of hot topics, another
Oh,
pun. Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
yep.
But we did have a ton of fun and proved to be another visionary, Moshe Bloom. I say the man for incrementality, right?
Incrementality's like heaven.
And I was telling that to someone, they're like,
Nobody ever
yeah,
gets
yeah.
there.
And I'm telling that to someone who's going to his panel. He's like, I'm going to say that in my talk. And I'm thinking, oh boy, we've started something here. So he's not the only one with that analogy. It's spreading and
Yep,
it's timely.
absolutely.
And guess what? There is no answer, guys. So if you're tuning in, you want to hear about incrementality, we sort of gave up on that. When I put a pin in that and said, it is what it is.
Well, it's one of those things that's super valuable, but you never get right. As long as you're not completely wrong, you can still
Yep.
get value out of it, right? So that was cool. You remember when we interviewed the CMO of a social network for people who fish?
Yeah.
That
The
is
fish brain. Yeah.
That's right. That was Lisa Kennelly. She's a CMO of Fishbrain. I mean, like,
I think
who
now
would
she's at
ever
Klarna,
have
by the
thought?
way, John. We interview them and they move on.
Oh, is she somewhere else now?
I think it's Klarna. Don't
Oh,
quote me, guys. I'm sorry, I can't know everything, but it made me think that we interview them, we make them famous. We have to have a side gig here. We
I
have to have
know.
like a headhunter
Where's our
thing.
cut? I mean,
Yeah, my favorite was Jason at Wooga. It's like a week later. Hey guys, I'm a king, but he's but he's
wow.
but he's good. He's solid. It's just interesting, ironic coincidence, shall we call it?
Yes, yes, exactly. So many shows, so much fun.
Yeah,
Don't know how we're going to replace that in our lives here. We'll figure it out. There's a couple things that might be going on. We'll see how everything pans out. But you know what? If you've enjoyed the show, we've enjoyed hosting it even more.
yeah,
And I'm sure that Liftoff will go on and do other things that are super cool around mobile heroes and mobile experts and all that stuff. But except, occasionally, periodically, we might pop in and do a few things
yeah,
here or there. There's a few things that are on the horizon. It will largely be sans John Katsir and Peggy Ann Saltz.
yeah. Oh! I dug it out. I dug it out. I wanted to. This is my White Stripes cup. I broke it, so I'm going to raise my goblet of rock to us, John, because we did rock it. All our guests, everyone. Yeah, I'm doing a little retro thing there. There we go. Unify. We're going to raise our goblet of rock to our guests, to ourselves, and hey, also to the man. I mean, Dennis. Yeah,
Yes,
he is a legend.
he is a legend. I don't know how long his tenure at Liftoff lasted, but I think he was employee. It was either single digit or very low two
Mm,
digit at Liftoff when it was small and tiny. And he has moved on. He needs a break. He's taking a break
yeah,
for, I don't know, half a year, something like that. He's been going insane for, it's got to be a decade, right?
yeah.
Building,
Full
growing,
full speed
working.
built. built something amazing, not to mention comic books. I mean, in my life, John, we've been working on the show, but before that, I have to say Liftoff was one of my first clients for consulting.
Hmm.
So I go back, it would have been hitting 8 years this year. So I would have
Wow.
been the longest with Dennis as well. So, yeah, but
Wow.
he's like, I told him, I said, you're like Nick Fury. You'll bring us all together when you need us again. All the Avengers, all the talent from around the world will just come when he calls. He'll just put up the bat signal. I don't know, but
Yep,
cool guy and
exactly,
unique,
exactly,
unique.
exactly. Well, if people want to find you, you're still doing your mobile presence podcast. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it as the groove. So it's the groove for mobile groove because I've just always
Uh,
loved the idea of being in the groove. It's a vibe for me. So I do that. I also co-host over at Pocket Gamer. I'm writing a book. So yeah, I'm out there. I'm at events, but I'm also like deep in thought about values driven marketing and really enjoying that because I've written 9 other books on behalf of other people in Moby, IBM, SAP. And it was always like, here, we've got this brief. You're going to do it, 300 pages. Go away, come back when you're done. This time it's me. We shall see.
hmm.
We shall see. Why
Nice,
not? Right?
nice, nice, nice.
You had a science
Awesome.
fiction book, so maybe you should go with a
I
trilogy.
do. I do. And I'm working on a book of future history right now, which is not science fiction, but it's kind of futurism. So
Yeah.
that's one thing. Also, I'm still interviewing people who are amazing in mobile on growth masterminds, which I do with Singular. And of course, I do my tech first for, just cool stuff that I really like in technology. So that's where we are.
Yeah, we are out
Stay
there.
in touch, connect. We'd love to connect with you, whether that's LinkedIn, whether that's Twitter, whether that's wherever else we might be in the real world also. And of course, Liftoff still has some amazing things for you with what they've built with Liftoff and Vungle. And
Yeah.
Vungle had already acquired like 4 other capabilities, Game Refinery, other stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I
So
like Game
I'm sure they'll
Refinery.
be
I
building
like I
something very
like
cool.
that one to watch that one. And
Hmm.
they're looking at gamification across all apps, so it's going to be interesting to watch them. They've got some great data, some great models. And
Yep.
yeah, we are out there and
You know,
we will always be a part of this, John.
absolutely. In some ways, we're entering the most exciting phase of kind of the mobile revolution because, I mean, mobile's not the revolution anymore, right? Mobile is normal, right? I always love the quote, the day after the revolution, the most ardent revolutionary is a total conservative, right? Mobile it won, right? But there's still so much more that's happening with generative AI that's going to
Yeah.
totally impact how apps function, how apps work, how you experience an app. And maybe you experience the same app very differently than I do because it's
Yeah.
different for me. So many different things going on there, so many things happening with smart glasses,
All cool
we're,
stuff.
we're not, the metaverse has lost its luster a little bit, but we know that, hey, the hype cycle comes down and then something comes back. And maybe it's not what you anticipated it would be. Maybe it's not quite what you thought it might be, but it's usually pretty awesome.
So we'll just keep it awesome. We'll keep it interesting. And yeah, that AI, that was a big topic. I was at Pocket Gamer Connect PGC London. I was like, okay, so AI is going to come up with the game narrative and the game design and all this cool stuff. And it's like, yeah, yeah. So it's going to be either, hopefully co-create, not replace, but
Mm-hmm.
pretty wild stuff, I mean, we'll be writing. ChatGPT isn't going to get us out of the game, but um, it is interesting. It is very interesting in an artistic sense that
Yep,
you can't really tell
absolutely.
the difference. And speaking of Dean, when he put up his tries at Wally, that was, pretty cool.
Yeah, he used generative AI to create different
Yeah,
pictures,
generated
as
my
many people have done, right? We've seen that with Lenza. We've seen that with
That was
Sheesh.
it. He used Lenza. There you go.
Yeah.
It's too late in my day, John. I was like, what in the world did he use? No, but it was pretty cool. But it was like, yeah, Dean, it fits that he would look like some warlord from some galaxy, right?
Okay, so what you're saying is that we need some pictures of ourselves as well, looking like fierce, heroic
Yeah.
people from the
Hell yeah.
warriors of the future.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm. It was fun. It looked good. It was like, hell yeah, I'm going to put that up on my social. Why not? But in all seriousness, it's going to be a very, very interesting time. AI is now, ready for prime time. So Yeah.
Well, Peggy, it has been a pleasure. It's been a privilege. It's been an honor. And we'll stay connected and we'll do some things together, I'm sure. And wishing you the very best. And to all of our listeners and watchers, wishing you the very best as well in everything that you do.
Same to you, John. It's been a pleasure. And hey, I got to do it. So, got to live long and prosper, all that good stuff. Wishing you good vibes. Big hugs on a Friday as well, John. Going to get all teary eyed. So I think we're going to call it off right now. So,
Excellent. Signing off.
yeah.